Welcome to Climbing Together, the Small Business Experience. I'm Beth Houtrow, the founder of Climb the Small Business Book Club, and our episode today is brought to us by the Renaissance Entrepreneurship Center of the San Francisco Bay Area. Every episode, I talk to a small business owner about a mistake that they've made and what they learned from the experience. Mistakes are inevitable, perfection's impossible, so let's embrace the mistake. And today we're so excited to welcome Lina Mills. Lina, tell us a little bit more about you and your business.
Hi, everybody. My name is Lina Mills, and I'm the owner of Creative Ideas Catering. Our catering company has been in the Bay Area since 2013. And with the catering company, we do a global fusion with Latin flavors. And with our new cafe here in San Francisco, we have decided to focus more on our traditions, Colombian and Mexican food.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Awesome. All right. So we're here to talk about mistakes. So tell me about a mistake that you made when you first got started or some misunderstanding you might have had.
So actually, this was not my first company. We opened a catering company right before Creative Ideas. And our mistake was not knowing the tax filing or our financial reports properly. So we ended up owing a lot of taxes, and unfortunately we ran out of money and had to close down.
Yeah. And so how were you, the money you were earning, what were you doing with that instead of putting it aside?
So it kind of went back into the business. So we were investing in having props and having all the things we needed for the catering. You know, we bought a van and things that we thought, the money's there, why don't we use it? And surprise.
Right. Didn't realize you had so much. Yeah, tax responsibility. It's a really common problem that people don't realize how much they need to set aside. They also, a common thing is that, like the van, probably wasn't an expense in the first year. A bunch of cash went away because of it. But usually vans are deductible or depreciate year after year. And so you don't get to file for that full expense for the van. So it's a really common problem that you spend all your cash without really realizing that you still have a profit you need to pay taxes on.
Right.
So yeah, super common. Awesome. Well, so do you have any other advice or any kind of ideas that you'd like to share with small business owners about how they should prepare to understand their financials, what they can do?
Right. So my second time around, the first thing I wanted to do was to tap into knowing the financial reports, obviously, and to have the right person helping me do the books, doing the filings on time. And just like knowing, all these little things that I have missed in the first time. I wanted to make sure that we were doing everything as formal as possible. And here we are.
Awesome. And I love the resilience there, right? That the first time it didn't work, but you knew you had a great product. And so you just went back and did the learning you needed to do and got the support you needed to make it work the second time around. That's awesome. All right. So this podcast is brought to you by Climb the Small Business Book Club, and we love to talk about continual learning and community. So talk to me about your continual learning. What do you do to stay up to date and to keep growing with your business?
So I have been going to these organizations to learn not only business, all business related subjects, starting from marketing, numbers, HR, everything that you need to do. Like during the pandemic, I had to, I think I changed my business plan twice just because we added the cafe and we pivot different ways. We started doing pop-ups and all this stuff was not in our business plan. So we kind of, redo it a little bit and just want to make sure that, we were like, we had a goal, right? We had something that we can trace. And so, a lot of these organizations help you,
Which organizations did you work with?
So first and foremost, Renaissance. I've been with Renaissance since I opened Creative Ideas. And unfortunately, because kids were too small and the business was also too small, I had to do a lot of things for myself and I couldn't commit to the classes. But in 2018, when I thought I was ready to expand, I went back to Renaissance and committed myself to do this program, the women's business program, and I actually graduated, and I got a lot of good benefits from it. Not only I learned how I can expand my business, but I was able to meet a lot of people that are still helping me to the day.
Nice. Yeah. Well, and our podcast today is brought to us by Renaissance Center. And you told me that they've also helped you with your new acquisition of the cafe. So talk to me about how they helped you get through that process.
First of all, when we started looking at our financials, the company was doing really good. So that was not a problem. But then we discovered, because of what I have done in the past with the other company, my credit had suffered a little bit. So we had to rebuild that. And with the business credit, we got to a place where we were able to do this, to acquire this place where we can have the whole operations, under one roof, the catering, the office, the warehouse, and now the cafe. So it has been, like I said, it's just been a blessing just to find a place here in San Francisco. And now it's all, everything in one place. It's wonderful.
That's amazing. And did they help you with your access to capital? Did you get any coaching in that space?
Yes, that's one of the things that they do. If you commit to learning about your business, they also commit to help you get there. You want to grow, they'll help you, and they'll give you the coaches, the mentors, and I have so many people to thank about because of what they have done, and they have not only made myself grow, it's like my business has grown tremendously because of that too.
That's awesome. And I hear that something special happened. You won an award. What was that?
So this year we actually were picked up to be the SBA Business Person of the Year Award. And so with Renaissance, I also have a few awards, and this year has been amazing. So
that's just amazing. That's a big deal. SBA Business of the Year for San Francisco. So congratulations for that. That's amazing.
Thank you so much.
Well, Lina, it has been a delight to talk to you. Thanks so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
This podcast is brought to you by Climb the Small Business Book Club, where entrepreneurs go to learn, discuss, apply, and grow. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to subscribe at Apple, Spotify, or Google Podcasts, or follow us on Instagram at Climb Book Club. And always remember, mistakes are inevitable, perfection's impossible. So let's embrace the mistake.